Hello guys. Welcome to Healing with Mo. This is Moshitadi Lehlomela. I'm a mother wound healing coach, and today I'm going to be talking about emotional incest. I know it's a very controversial subject that people still treat as a taboo topic, but I think it's time that we talk about it, especially in relations to the mother-child relationship. So I'm going to be talking about labels that we often give children in regards to their relationship with their mothers. And this is mommy's boy, mommy's little man, and mommy's best friend. And in this case, mommy's little boy and mama's boy being in relation to the mother-son relationship, and mommy's best friend being in relation to the mother-daughter relationship. So let's just get to it, right? Today I'm going to be talking about Mama's boy. So I'm going to spread this across 3 videos and probably post it across like 3 weeks so that you get a much better understanding of what emotional incest in the mother-child relationship actually is. And if you're a mother, this could help you a lot in navigating your relationship with your children and just helping you navigate motherhood, so that you actually set up your children to thrive in the future and make healthy attachments. So today we're going to talk about mommy's little man. We're going to talk about mommy's little man and how that comes to be. So basically, I think I should explain first what emotional incest is for those that don't know. So emotional incest is when a parent uses a child as a substitute spouse. So instead of, having emotional support from a partner that is a husband or boyfriend or another adult, they then get this emotional support from a child, often sharing information that is only for adults, or that which a child is not yet ready or does not have the capacity to hold or even process. So that is basically what emotional incest is. And it manifests in different ways in the mother-daughter, mother-son relationship. And these are the 3 ways that it are more common and that people know about, but often have normalized, and we're not even seeing anything wrong with them. So yes, we're going to be talking about mommy's boy, mommy's little man, and then mommy's best friend. But today we're going to talk about mommy's little man. So a mommy's little man is basically just a child that had to grow up really fast, and it's usually the firstborn son. Yes, it's usually the firstborn son. And if the firstborn son kind of rebels against this, a mother would then take the following son who is a bit obedient and turn them into a substitute husband or substitute boyfriend, or any emotional support that they're supposed to be getting from an adult. So this child will then have to play the role of taking care of the parent or the mother, in a sense that they offer them emotional support, they listen to their adult problems, they even have to take care of them physically in some instances. We even know of extreme examples where sexual abuse is involved, but in most cases it's usually just the son taking the role of the husband or the adult that is supposed to be a sense of support for the mother. So this child would then have to take care of their siblings, would have to do a whole lot of chores in the household that are actually supposed to be done by parents. So it robs them of their childhood. It also teaches them that their well-being is not that important, because they have to look out for everybody else's well-being. So these are things that we have to be keeping in mind when we come across such instances where a child is in turn being used as a substitute spouse, that it is a form of emotional abuse. And in most cases, it is also a form of physical abuse. And these children grow up or become men who put their needs last, prioritize everybody else, and it also makes them people pleasers. And we see this often in firstborn sons, and it's actually quite normalized. Like, oh my God, they're so old for their age, right? Or we use terms like, oh, you're the man of the house now, because in some instances, a husband is not around or a father figure is not around, and we use those words like, you're the man of the house now. You have to take care of your siblings. You have to take care of your mother, right? Not paying attention to the fact that kids are supposed to be taken care of by the adult, not the other way around. But in the mother-child relationship, often mothers are seen as just helpless victims who cannot help but, place their children in this form of abuse. It is abuse. I think it is time we call it that, so that we do away with it. I think when we tiptoe around it and we're like, oh no, it's just the poor, like, oh, she's going through so much, and he's so old he's so matured for his age, then we are making excuses and making sure that this emotional incest that has long-term effects in the mind and the brain of boy children continues. So that is what Mommy's Little Man is. Mommy's Little Man is usually firstborn son. We see this a lot in firstborn sons. People say firstborn sons are reliable, they are dependable, and they'll probably skin themselves alive to make sure that the people they love are taken care of. This can be good qualities if there's balance, if this person also understands that they need to be taken care of just as much, that they need to also prioritize their own well-being, their own needs, their own wants, and they have to ask for what they want from people. But in most cases, the programming from that childhood is that their needs are not that important. Their emotional needs are not that important because they have to constantly be thinking about everyone else. And also, it just makes them people pleasers, who have to look for validation by doing, right? They do not believe in themselves as just being lovable by just being. So they have to perform for love because that's what they had to do as children. It causes anxiety as well, it causes depression, it causes a whole lot of other psychological effects that are not good for people who are victims of emotional incest. So that's basically what Mommy's Little Man is. And my prayer is that we get to a point where we speak about these things openly, that boys who were subjected to that, who are victims of emotional incest, are then able to acknowledge that that is something that happened to them, that it was not okay, that they had to be subjected to that behavior. Because then when we have that awareness, then we can break such cycles. And also my prayer is just for women to familiarize themselves with these things, to familiarize themselves with a whole lot of other ways that we can be toxic in motherhood, so that we can be better for our children, and so that we can make room for them to actually thrive as human beings and grow up to be men and women who make healthy attachments with other human beings, who are able to have healthy mental health because they were taught that they matter from the beginning. So that is what Mommy's Little Man is. And I think it's time that we stop normalizing it and even glamorizing it and making it seem like being that way and just being a people pleaser and just not paying attention to your own needs and constantly having to take care of everybody else while you do not take care of yourself is something that needs to be celebrated. It is not. People need to have the same amount of emotional support that they give others. And people also have the right to say, I am incapable of being there for you at this time. And this is something that people who suffer from emotional incest, especially boys who were made into being Mommy's Little Man, suffer from. And I think when we allow ourselves to then, heal from our own childhood experiences that emanate from emotional incest, then we're able to break the cycle. So that is my prayer, especially because Mother's Day is just around the corner, and a whole lot of people are triggered in some way. I've been getting a whole lot of messages from women who are frustrated in their mother-daughter relationships, and I feel like I need to create more of these videos so that you get much more information on how the mother-child relationship or your relationship with your mother can affect how you relate to yourself, how you relate to the world, and how you attach in relationships. And emotional incest is one of the biggest things that both firstborn sons and firstborn daughters suffer from. I'm going to be talking about this in the other segment where I talk about mommy's best friend and why that is also something that we need to be doing away with. But for now, that's it. I think this video is gone away over time. But yeah, that's it about Mommy's Little Man, and I hope to see you in the next video. So like, comment, share, and subscribe. So I'll see you in the next. I'll also add a link to our website in the description so that you can visit our website and enroll for our courses that we have on there, and some of the guides that we also sell to help you heal in your mother-son, mother-daughter relationship. So yes, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.